Protesters are marching in downtown Minneapolis tonight. The group says they're taking a stand against the 4th of July because it does not represent freedom to them. Our Mike Max was with the group when the event started at US Bank Stadium. What did the organizers tell you, Maxie?
A little bit of what you just said in different terms. A month removed from the riots and demonstrations that took over the Twin Cities, there's now the continuation of that movement tonight in downtown Minneapolis. A group called 10K.org, which is in part put together by local athletes, met at the plaza next to US Bank Stadium to make sure their work is not forgotten. They then went on what they called the Black 4th March. The significance of it today is that they hold it on the 4th of July because the 4th does not represent freedom to many in the African American community. Why do you call it the Black March?
Well, we call it the Black March because of all the wrongdoings that's been going on in the country of United States, and we needed to have some type of change that's more going to be recognized as African Americans and blacks.
Some people want to celebrate independence, but what independence are you celebrating? Everybody that looked like me, all of my black people were still in slavery during this time. They were talking about everybody wanted to barbecue, things like that. They were still, their barbecues that they were celebrating, they was burning people in large crowds. So this means a lot, having an entire city coming out.
Tonight, a group of many former and local athletes organized what they called the Black 4th March. Many demonstrated a month ago following the death of George Floyd. And while you could feel that call for social justice, there was another message that pertained to the 4th of July. It's been a month since they gathered like this. Tonight, they called it the Black March, part of a group called 10K.org, with former basketball star Royce White leading it on the 4th of July by design.
Well, the purpose of our marches in general is to, like I told you on the radio, get rid of the illusion that this is about awareness. This is not about awareness. This is about the free people of America having a commitment to change, the free people of America renegotiating the terms of their social contract with the state.
Hands up! They came, like they have been, from different backgrounds. Basketball friends of White.
I'm just here to support. I'm a Minnesota guy. I grew up in the boonies in Litchfield, and then I went to school in Henry Sibley. And like you said, I've played with all these guys out here. And you know, Royce and I, we were 1 or 2 in the state growing up. I've seen Marvin Singleton out here.
Not all are athletes. Many have been attracted to the movement. What have you learned?
Too much. It's really sad. Things need to change.
There was no police presence noticeable, but there was security. A group of local citizens showed up, armed. They call themselves the Freedom Fighters, with a goal to protect.
We don't come here to use these, we come here for protection. So if we have to defend and protect these innocent people, then that's what we're here for.
Eventually, they marched in silence, but their message was loud.
I just have a lot of friends who are of color, and I am of color, and I just think that this is not a time to be celebrating the 4th of July, because if no one's free, we're not all free.
The belief that the 4th of July means different things to different people, and to some, it's not a celebration.
It's kind of awesome that the community came together and actually started to do research on black history individually to understand the importance of Juneteenth, understand the non-importance of 4th of July, and understand the actual history and that we wasn't free during 4th of July.
But there was also a feeling shared by many at this march that what they started with the death of George Floyd has had an impact, and this community is learning by it every day.
What I learned in this whole 12-day protest for the first time in my life, Max, I learned something very vital and important. The community hurting, but they came together. No color.
And they will march again tomorrow from the Mall of America to 38th in Chicago, of course, the site of George Floyd's death. They will do that tomorrow with the same idea that the 5th of July should be recognized as something just as significant as the 4th of July.
Not just the people in that march, but I think the people watching at home learning a little bit as well. Thank you, Maxie.